Hi everyone, I'm Christy Forsyth with Clarity by Christy. I am a soul therapist and an intuitive that connects with the angelic energy, and I help the helpers, the healers, and the light bringers of this world to live their most magical life. So if that's you and you're watching this replay on my YouTube channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button below with the bell so you can get notifications for all the videos that I'm sharing here on this channel. This is your weekly deep dive into the energy. This is all about what you need to know about the weekly energy so that you can make the most of the weekly energy. So the way that I connect with the energy is through meditation and connecting with those angelic messages so that we know exactly what we need to do to make the most of this energy. We are going to be diving in to what we have going on. We have a full moon coming up tomorrow. I'm filming this on the 6th, so we have the full moon in Gemini coming up tomorrow on the 7th. And I feel like this whole week, this energy here around the full moon is all about energy bubbling to the surface, things bubbling to the surface. And this really is a continuation of this energy that we've already been experiencing recently, where we've been on this journey of preparing for this energetic move that is going to be happening right around the winter solstice. So we've been going through the process of taking a look back and reflecting on things. And I feel like this week that's going to be that much more powerful, where you may find that certain things are being triggered for you, certain things are being brought to the surface for you. And I also feel like there's also an energy of nostalgia as well, where we're taking a look back, whether it's taking a look back on this past year and how far we've come and experiences that we've had, or maybe we're going even further back. But part of the whole point of this is to help us to understand, number one, how far we've come, but also to help us to understand what is coming with us as we prepare for this energetic move. And we may find that there are things that are coming up now where we thought, maybe it was going to make it through into this energetic move. Maybe it was going to make it through into this next chapter into our lives, but we're recognizing the truth of certain situations. I definitely think that this full moon is shining a light on the truth. And in some ways, in all ways, these are important truths for us to understand. These are truths that we need to understand in order for us to be truly honest with ourselves about where we're at, about what we deserve, about what we want, about where we want to go. And I think that it's going to be really, really key here in this week to be honest with ourselves, to take a hard look at what do we truly want to bring with us into this next chapter. I think it's going to be really important to not make those decisions from an ego-based place. So to not make those decisions from a place of fear or emotion, to make the decisions from our soul, from this deep intuitive knowing of what belongs in our life and what doesn't, and what we need to be doing for ourselves in order to foster a better energy, a better experience as we allow ourselves to shift into this new chapter and as we allow ourselves to shift into this new year. I also, when I was connecting with the energy, heard that we need to work on releasing the need for it to be perfect. So recognizing where we are maybe having some perfectionism show up for us, maybe where we are expecting ourselves to be perfect or a situation to be perfect, and to let it be a little bit messy, let it be a little bit out of what we had envisioned for it to be, right? We might have a specific vision for how we wanted something to go. And it's okay for us to allow ourselves to flow with something else, something different, and seeing where that takes us, seeing where that, what that's going to do for us. What's coming to mind for me is just like the past week I had my kid's birthday party, and it made me think back to a time where I used to put a lot of pressure on myself about how I was going to do that and all the little details, and making sure that everything was as close to perfect as possible. And I really, in the past few years, have learned that, number one, my kids don't notice that stuff anyway. And number two, I was putting way more pressure on myself than I needed to. And I'm sharing that story because I feel like that's this energy that we have going on. Where are you putting more pressure on yourself? Or where are you putting more pressure on your relationships, on the work that you're doing, or everything else in your life? And where can you kind of take a step back and let it be good enough? Let it be, you know, a little bit more relaxed so that we can take advantage of this beautiful Sagittarius energy, because I really think that Sagittarius energy can be so lighthearted and we can be so driven and so focused and it's so adventurous. And I think it's going to be so important for us to lean into the adventure of life and to not be so worried about having things be perfect or what people are going to think of us in the way that we are delivering something or the way that we're taking care of something. Really working on releasing that. In fact, as we're talking about what gets released as we shift into this new chapter and what we keep, maybe that need to impress other people or to do things a certain way just because we know that that's what other people want from us. So that's going to be really important for us to explore that. I promise you that the things that you are meant to be releasing, there are things that are coming up around that. It might be just emotions that are coming up around that. It might be memories that are coming up around that. It might be experiences. It might be things that are happening that are coming up around that. But all of that is bubbling to the surface in order to give us an opportunity to see it clearly, to see it from a place of truth, and to be really, really honest with ourselves about what gets to continue in our lives as we're moving forward. I think that it's going to be so important for us to see things as they actually are. So I'm going to repeat that. Seeing things as they actually are, because I think that we can have this tendency to operate from a place of illusion sometimes, of telling ourselves stories that make it better than it actually is. And of course, there are times that having a positive attitude is really, really helpful, but not during in those situations where we're actually lying to ourselves. Where are you lying to yourself? Where are you bullshitting yourself, right? And where do you need to call bullshit on it and challenge that a little bit? I really feel like the energy around this full moon is going to help to highlight the truth in the situation. It's your choice whether you choose to put your head in the sand and ignore it, or whether you choose to see it for what it is, see the truth in this situation, seeing things as they actually are, and making decisions from there. That is what is recommended, because this is going to support us for our highest and best good as we continue to move forward into this new chapter. I do also want to acknowledge that I am feeling around this full moon, a lot of times we have this energy where people are feeling a bit more tired, where we're going through a detox. So you might see that you're feeling more kind of off, or you're feeling sick. And of course, I think a lot of people are also fighting off sickness right now. There's a lot going on, but I also think that part of that is that there's a detox that's happening, because I do feel like we're receiving a lot of extra light here during this time period. And when the planet is receiving extra light, we see that there is a process of detoxing as some negative energy is cleared out of our system. So you may find yourself feeling that way. Just make sure that you're taking extra good care of yourself, that you're listening to what it is that you're needing, and using that to just support yourself and take good care of yourself. You also want to, still here in this Mars retrograde and in some of the emotion and the things that are being stirred up around this full moon, just thinking about pausing before acting. We keep talking about that energy, but the energy is still there, where we really need to take the pause before we act or react to certain situations. This is going to help you to decide how you want to respond to things, rather than allowing your emotions or being triggered lead you in terms of how you respond to something, because I think that we are going to find ourselves feeling pretty regretful if we don't take the pause, if we don't think it through. I also think that it's going to be important to take the pause before making decisions, even in terms of leaning into opportunities that are coming through. I think there's a lot of exciting stuff that's happening. I see it very much in the cards, a lot of exciting opportunities and potential for this week. But also take your time to just go within and feel it out and make sure that it works for you. Make sure that it aligns for you and that it is what you're wanting. So let's take a look at the cards. So we have two aces back to back. We have the Ace of Wands and the Ace of Swords. So I would say aces are like gifts from the universe, beautiful things that are coming into our experience. This is really helping to highlight this energy that I'm talking about, where we have a new energy coming in, where we have doors opening for us, a new chapter that we are preparing to get started with. So you may begin to see some of the things that are coming into our experience into that new chapter. So specifically, you might find that there are new opportunities starting, or you're starting to hear rumblings of an opportunity that's coming your way, or starting to see the development of a manifestation that you're wanting. You may find that there are opportunities for money coming in, opportunities coming in, resources coming in, the things that we're needing coming in to support us on our journey. So if there's something like where you're in a place where you're like, you know what, I have this plan and I want to make this thing happen, but I don't know how. I need this thing, or I need this resource or this opportunity to really set it up for success. I think that there's very much this energy this week that's supporting that. So put those things out there to the universe, and also have conversations about the things that you're wanting to create with other people, the things that you're excited about, the things that you are wanting to move into, because I think that we're going to find that not only are we supported by the universe, but we're supported by other people here in this energy. We also have the Nine of Swords in reverse. This to me is very much a message about being mindful about what we are investing our thoughts into, right? Because our thoughts create things. So if we are finding ourselves worrying a lot, if we are finding ourselves allowing ourselves to go down like a downward spiral as we are processing things from the past, or doing healing from the past, or processing these triggers that are happening for us, if we allow ourselves to dwell in that energy, most of the time we are creating more of the same issue, right? Thoughts create things. And so what energy are you feeding? What are you thinking about? What are you focusing on? Yes, take time to heal. Yes, take time to process the things that are coming up for you. But at the same time, don't let it keep you awake at night. Don't let it become an obsession or too much of a focus. Do what you can do to redirect yourself and to focus and invest your time and your energy into the things that matter. The next card that we have here is the Four of Wands. So there's a celebration energy. This to me feels like it's acknowledging us going through a gateway, an energetic gateway, right? This to me is that validation that we're preparing for a new chapter. And I think that we might find that there are some things that are showing up this week that are supporting that. There may be people who are wanting to, take our connections to a new level, or there may be new people coming into your experience. There may be contracts that are coming together. There's some kind of a deeper commitment that's happening here with this energy, or starting to see that the universe is committed to you and to your well-being and to your happiness. So starting to see the evidence that you are divinely supported. I also see us, Five of Wands in reverse, getting to a place where we just don't have time for the things that drain us, the things that exhaust us. That, a lot of times this is a card of drama and challenge and battling. And I see us kind of walking away from some battles. In fact, we might even decide, I'm going to just take the high road here, and I'm going to continue to or I'm not going to continue to engage in this back and forth. So whatever, you win. You know, I'm going to walk away from this and I'm going to choose to get my energy right, and I'm not going to continue with the back and forth. So for some people, I see people walking away from that, but just an overall want for better energy in our lives, better interactions, better experiences. And that starts with the choices that we're making and what we are allowing in our experience and what we are allowing in our thoughts and our thinking and the way that we speak about ourselves and the way that we speak about our lives. Because everything that you speak about, you are speaking into existence. Use your words and your thoughts very, very carefully here in this week. Last card that we have here is the Knight of Wands. So some opportunities potentially coming in quickly. Some things coming in quickly. So this may be new people coming into our experience that are excited about coming into our lives or meeting us or connecting with us, or opportunities that we're excited about. Definitely this is a beautiful week of opportunity for sure. This may be us going after something in a way that, you know, we're passionate about something and we're excited about something and we decide to go for it. We have the Knight of Wands and the Ace of Wands. This is go for it energy. And I've been talking the past few weeks about the fact that we do not want to wait until the new year to get started with things, because here's the thing. As soon as we go into the new year, we're in Mercury retrograde. That is going to slow the energy down. That is not the time that you want to get going with things. So if you've been thinking about going for something, taking action on something, now is the time to do it. Get started with your workout plan before the new year starts. Get started with the business that you're wanting to get started on. Get started with contacting the people that you want to contact. Get started with tying up all of the loose ends, those little things that you know that you need to do that you've been putting off for quite some time. This is going to set you up for a lot of success as we move into the new year. I hope that these messages resonate with you. If they do, make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel if you haven't already. Like this video, share this video, comment below. However you feel called, I always appreciate the support. Thank you guys so much, and I will see you soon with another video. Take care.